What's good, guys? Today I'll be looking into different FPL teams and giving my honest opinion on them. So, let's get right into it. This is the first team we'll be looking into, and already from the first look it looks pretty decent. With Kingsley in goal, I think that's actually a very good option if you're looking for a cheaper goalkeeper. He's 4.5 million, so a very cheap goalkeeper, and he's also a starter for a team that doesn't concede that much goals. In defense, we have Munoz, O'Reilly, and Gabriel. Munoz is definitely a very strong option. He has had a very good World Cup, and he was also very good last season for Crystal Palace. He's also getting a lots of goal contributions, so you'll be looking out for that, and definitely one of the stronger defense options. And he also doesn't cost that much, to be honest, so he's definitely a very good pick. Next we have Nico O'Reilly, definitely also a very good player in terms of goal contributions, and he's also the starter, so I would definitely invest in him. And the last player in defense is Gabriel. He is an absolute beast in defense, and he's gonna get a lot of points for you, which involves goal contributions, goals, maybe even assists, but probably not. He is very, very good, and he's definitely the best defender in the game. But there's a downside, which is that he is worth 8 million, so you're gonna have to make room for him if you want him in your team. And this guy has pulled it off, so it's a very good option. Moving on to the midfield, we have Matheus Cunha, who is, for me, a very decent option. Last season, he didn't have that many points, but he only had 10 goals, but it's just, he showed a lot of potential, to be honest. And also this World Cup, he just showed us that he has a very good form, and he's ready to impress us next season. And I think he's gonna have at least 20 goal involvements, so definitely a good option. And also he doesn't cost that much. Next up, it is Enzo Fernandez, also another player who showed good form at the World Cup, but I think it's a more safer option than Cunha, because also he was good last season, and he's been good pretty much his whole life, and he's looking to be maybe even better next season with his defensive contributions and also his goals and assists, which he has shown that he can produce. The third player in midfield is Szoboszlai, who is definitely a strong option, but I wouldn't say that it's a better option than Enzo. I would probably rather pick Enzo than Szoboszlai, but that might just be me, and it's definitely still a decent option, and I don't mind it. The last player in midfield is Garner, and I would probably say that that is the most bravest option so far, and I don't mind it, to be honest. I think Garner had a really good season last year, and he's not showing any signs of slowing down. He also is marked red, but it's said that he's back for the first game, so I would actually say that it's a very good pick, and in points I don't think that he'll even get much less than Szoboszlai, even though he's worth a lot less than him, so definitely a good option. Now it's turned for the attackers, and I'm definitely excited for this because the attackers he's picked are pretty exciting, to be honest. First, we have Igor Jesus, who had a really decent preseason, and he looks like he's been pretty good form, and the first game is against Leeds as well, so definitely a good pick for the first game week. But he wasn't that great last season, so don't know how it will go, but I think it will go better than the last season, so it probably is a decent pick. Now, it's the big dog, Haaland. He is worth 15 million, so that is a lot, to be honest. We all know that it's a fair value for him, considering how many points he gets and how much he scores. So I think 15 million isn't actually even that bad. but you're gonna have to do a lot to get him into your team, and this guy has done a very good job, and the rest of his team doesn't even look bad, so definitely a good player to get for him. Obviously, well, I don't know why I'm even saying that for Haaland, but yeah, whatever. The last player in attack and the starting 11 is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think it's a pretty strong option. I wouldn't pick him, to be honest, because I just don't like him as a player. Don't think he's really that good, but in terms of points, he's probably a very good option, and definitely a player that a lot of people are gonna pick. Okay, now it's the bench. As the backup goalkeeper, this guy has picked Palmer, which definitely isn't a bad pick considering he's 4 million and this guy wants to save money. So I don't think the second goalkeeper actually has to be that expensive, and Palmer is also going to be fighting for the starting spots at Ipswich, so definitely a good pick. The three other players on the bench are Van Evich, Gruber Jr. and Thomas, with two of them being from Coventry and one from Bournemouth. To be honest, the two Coventry players are both good options considering they're both worth 4.5 million, so definitely they're both definitely going to be starting as well, and they're going to be probably racking up a lot of goal contributions and probably also a lot of points. The last player on the bench is Gruber Jr., which is definitely a very, very strong option. The first game is against Manchester City, so that's why he's probably on the bench, but for the rest of the games he's going to be competing for the starting spot. So yeah, that's the first team done. Moving on to the second team. From the first look, this team looks absolutely dreadful, because I don't see Haaland and I see Foden. Okay, whatever, we're just gonna take a deeper look. In the goalkeeper position, we have Gallagher, which I actually don't mind. I would say he is a decent goalkeeper, but to be honest, Brentford doesn't really have a good defense, so that will sabotage his clean sheets. Now, it's a defense, and we have Calafiori. It's definitely a good pick because he is from Arsenal and he's likely going to be starting for Arsenal. So he's just going to get a lot of clean sheets because Arsenal has a very good defense. But yeah, to be honest, Calafiori isn't even top 2 Arsenal defenders. I wouldn't even say he's top 3, so definitely would not be my pick. Moving on, we have Davies. I'm pretty sure he's worth 4.5 million. And for me, it's kind of interesting to see him in the starting 11. But it's a good pick regardless, and it just saves up a lot of money. So we're just going to move on. We have Ola Aina. Ola Aina has had good seasons, and he's definitely a good pick. But I don't know if he's going to be that good this season. But his first game is against Leeds, so it's definitely a good pick for the first game week. Moving on, we see Luke Shaw. Yeah, you heard that right, I think. Luke Shaw in the Big 26. I'm not sure, but his first game is against Hull City, and I think that's why this guy picked him. But I'm not that sure though, so yeah, I guess we'll just move on. And the last player in defense is Milos Kerkez. He's definitely a decent pick. I don't know if he's gonna have a decent season, but he might have a decent season, and I just can't really predict which kind of season he's gonna have because I haven't really seen him play in a while. And last season he was decent, but he wasn't that impressive. So it's a brave pick, but I don't mind it. Now I'm looking at the midfield, and it's definitely controversial. But we're starting off with Bruno Fernandes, who is definitely not as controversial as the rest of the midfield. He also has his first game against Hull City, but you never know if a player is gonna fall off. But I don't know. He wasn't that great in the World Cup, but you can't really judge because he has Ronaldo as his teammate. so that will definitely slow him down. But it's just a good pick. It's not that brave. It's just it's just a strong option, and there's nothing bad I can say about that. Now, what the hell is this? I'm seeing Phil Foden. I guess this guy is just hoping for like a comeback or whatever. But this, let me tell you, bro, this is not. It doesn't look like it's happening. He's last season he didn't do absolutely he did absolutely nothing, and the season before that he had a very good season, but then he just disappeared, and he hasn't done anything, pretty much literally anything, for like more than a year, to be honest. Okay, so now I just can't be asked to talk about that. That's just a horrid pick. I'm just moving on to Palmer, and I hope Foden's gonna prove me wrong, but I just don't think so. Now Palmer, first game is against Fulham, so definitely just a good pick, but I don't know, he didn't get called up to the World Cup, so don't really have that much insights on his form right now, but definitely gonna have at least a decent season, and he's definitely gonna bring a lot of goal contributions. But he might have fall off season, but I don't really think so. I think he'll be decent, and it's a good pick. For the last midfielder, this guy has picked Morgan Gibbs-White, who I actually think is a pretty decent pick and probably one of the stronger players in this team. The reason why I think that is because he's gotten better each season, and I think this season is going to be his prime season, and also his first game is against Leeds, so it's definitely a very strong pick. Now, he has, in his starting 11, he only has one striker, and that is Alexander Isak. And I don't know about that pick. It's very brave, to be honest. Isak might have a breakthrough season, but last year he did struggle with injuries, but he just didn't show himself really. He might be good, so it might be a good pick, and I just can't really comment on that. He was good in Newcastle. He was not that good in his Liverpool first season, and you never know with players like this. Okay, now for the bench, his substitute goalkeeper is Bart Verbruggen, which is actually a very good goalkeeper, but I'm kind of surprised that he's not starting. For me, Verbruggen is a better option than Gallagher. And next up, it's Thiago. Well, Thiago's very good. Again, I'm not sure why he isn't starting, but I guess this guy prefers Luke Shaw and Phil Foden. Okay, I mean, there's still good players to have, and I guess that's okay. Now, the last midfielder is Hackney from Everton. I'm pretty sure he used to play for Middlesbrough. He was pretty good for them, and it's a very brave pick again. Not sure if he's gonna start, but a good player either way, and I guess it's a good pick. So that's gonna be it for today, and thank you for watching the video. If you'd like me to rate your team, then send it to my Gmail in the description. Goodbye.